Hey guys, Arsenal just thrashed Norwich 5-0, and today also marks the halfway point in the Premier League season where, we all know how the season started for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, and, you know, three losses, no goals scored, and 9 goals against, something like that. And I think five against City, two against Brentford, and two against Chelsea. Yeah, so that's 9 goals, no goals scored. And as it stands right now, Arsenal is fourth, have climbed from literally 20th, and today they were playing the 20th place team in the league, and they trashed them, no problems, and they did it without a right back. All the players who can play right back for Arsenal, who have played a senior right back game for Arsenal, were all COVID compromised today. Tomiyasu was out for COVID, Ainsley out for COVID, Cedric out for COVID, Chambers, four guys who could have played at right back today were all unavailable, probably won't be available for the next game as well. And Ben White played there. He had one or two moments, but for a centre back, he played quite well at right back in what was a really, really good team performance by Arsenal. I think the confidence with which this team is playing right now is sky high. I know it's so easy for most of us observers to say, well, Norwich were no good. The last time I saw Norwich play at home, which is not too long ago, they played Manchester United, who needed us a kind of stupid penalty by Max Aarons, who had rush of blood to the head late in the second half, like 70th minute or so, late in the game. Man United ended up winning 1-0, and they were in trouble in that game. We went there today, and we handled business. It's not like we didn't have issues of our own. Like I told you, there were four right backs who could have played at right back today, all of them out with COVID. We don't have, we didn't have as much of a rest as Norwich did have. And we're playing again, in less than 48 hours against a team that is well rested. They will have had a whole week of rest by the time we play them Wolves. So there were good performances everywhere today. The back four looked very, very solid with three centre backs. You can imagine. Norwich didn't trouble us too much going the other way. But where I'm very impressed with Arsenal was how they controlled the game and rested in possession in this game today. They really, really were smart in how they used the spaces, because Norwich is a very small pitch. It's not like the Emirates. So finding space becomes harder when it's tighter. But the way we're playing right now, with Partey and Xhaka as a double axis in midfield, as a double pivot, with Odegaard, basically sometimes he comes as well flat to the, to like a deep lying space where he becomes a 4-3-3 in some moments. The way we're playing, because Odegaard will stretch all the way out to the right, and be kind of like in line with Partey and Xhaka, and that opens up things for angles and to playing triangles down the right hand side between himself, the right back, Partey, as well as Bukayo Saka. Gabriel Martinelli was his electrifying self again. He didn't do much in terms of scoring the goals, but he was very impactful because of his high energy and pressing, as well as stretching the game a little bit, because he runs beyond Lacazette. Him and Saka, we have found players who are very comfortable staying wide because they have the speed to rush in when need be. And yeah, you'd go very long to find a bad performance from an Arsenal player today. So it was very, very well balanced. It was basically an improvement on the Leeds game. Clean sheet. That's the improvement. And to see that growth, from the beginning of the season and continuing over time, because we did go through that 10 game or so unbeaten, which, you could see the team was a little insecure because some of the wins were not as convincing. But they were wins, and they built the platform to get to where we are, from like the rock bottom of the first three losses to like that stretch of about 10 games where we were winning games, but where we're insecure. Sometimes we take the lead and sit back. I'm not seeing that since the Everton game. I'm not seeing the apologetic play after a goal. In fact, I'm seeing a lot more ruthlessness from this young team, and it's very very good to see. Today also was Arsenal's biggest win in about 12 years away from home. Biggest win in 12 years away from home. That's something to be proud of with this young team playing with an old hobbled Lacazette who doesn't ever play 90 minutes. So yeah, like there's a lot to be happy about. I'm not gonna get carried away with the top four talk and whatnot, but I'm very very carried away with the progress of our overall general play. The way we play from the back and the way we're playing higher up the pitch, that's encouraging, and it's improving all the underlying statistics in terms of how the team is likely to win or not win games. The XG numbers and all the statistic obsessed analytics people, they have no arguments against this team except maybe to say, oh, Norwich was shit or Leeds was shit in the previous game. And that's the kind of like thing that I think football is not that specific. Sometimes when we play shit, it's because the opponent was better than us. And sometimes when the other team is playing shit, it's because we are making them look like shit. And I think I'm a fan who's okay with that. I'll take 5-0 against Norwich because it takes us now to a positive 9 goal difference. We're climbing up. We're climbing up. Now it's just enjoying this round of fixtures and see what other teams do, but knowing that we've taken care of our business. I am a little worried about Wolves because they haven't played in over a week, but bring it on. It's a home game. Hopefully Arteta will be comfortable enough to play some of the guys who he used against Sunderland in the cup game, and hopefully fingers crossed there's no more COVID cases, because that will really screw things up if there was another round of positive cases, because that would then mean you're using a lot of the same players in this very difficult period. I think we have about 4 or 5 players right now out for COVID. Hopefully that's it, and that everything is fine going into Wolves, and then hopefully City before we lose players for AFCON, I think around January 2nd or 3rd. All right, guys. Hope you're enjoying your holiday. Stay safe. Cheers.